first and foremost, thank you everybody for coming to this session. It really means a lot that you all care about the products that we're building and interested. So, first and foremost, thank you for taking the time to listen to this session. We're here at ETH Global. It's a very exciting time. Circle just launched ARC, which is our open L1 EVM compatible chain for public testnet. That came out October 27th. This is the first hackathon with ETH Global that new developers will have access to it to build some amazing products around it for us to check out and hopefully evangelize and help you scale up. And so let me jump right into basically building on ARC and also how our Circle developer platform complements you to build on ARC and do a lot of cool things on chain via SDKs and APIs. So just to kind of start, ARC, it's our L1 chain we recently launched, and it is an economic operating system. And I know a lot of people are trying to understand, well, what does that mean? But what it means is you're getting a ledger that has um, two stable coins already deployed that are very compliant stable coins. You have USDC, you have EURC. So you can create dollar accounts and euro accounts really easily with our blockchain, but we also went a step further and added a lot of interoperability technology as well. That technology includes gateway and CCTP, and I'll go into some of these things as well to show you how to use these tools to build uh, very, very powerful multi-chain flows, leveraging ARC and our dev tools. Like I mentioned before, it's a L1, so oh, guess we're having issues, but it's an L1 and it's EVM compatible. So you don't have to change much in your flow right now. All your smart contracts that work on other EVM chains can easily be deployed to ARC and will work out of the box with no changes. Okay, let's see. Yeah, yeah, it's fine. All right, we're back. We're back. Yeah. So like I mentioned earlier, EVM compatible. So this doesn't break any of the flows or learnings that any of you developers have learned to build on other EVM chains. So all the innovation in the Solidity ecosystem can be carried over to Arc and take advantage of some of the benefits that our chain offers at the primitive level. Um, to dive a little bit deeper, there was some. Oh, guess we have an issue again. Um, there were some design choices we made based off of our learnings in helping builders build programmable money flows on chain. And some of those decisions are the first is the USDC is the native gas token. So do you want me to just do it from here and not go in slideshow mode? I can just. Can you all see this? Instead of me, 'cause it seems like when I go in slideshow mode, things just you know break. So maybe I can just exit out and just go through the slide. Is this fine? Yeah, yeah. All right. So I'll just do this. It's fine. I'll just go through here. Come on, come on. That's okay. Thanks. Yeah. So the first thing you'll notice is USDC is the native gas token, right? So that means that you can pay for gas fees with USDC. It makes for a great transaction UX if you are actually building a lot of programmable flows using USDC as the token of choice that maybe your end user or business is interacting with. One thing to note is since USDC is a native gas token, we have two different interfaces. So the native gas token USDC is in 18 decimals, similar to what you would see with ETH. And then we have an ERC20 interface that's 6 decimals, and that's what you interact with to take advantage of the ABI functions that you normally are used to using when you're transacting with USDC on other EVM chains. And so the other thing around ARC is, like I mentioned earlier, is the cross-chain interop. we have two primitives, CCTP, which allows you to route, liquidity from one chain to another. We have like over 20 routes by directional routes, and transacting, cross chain with Arc and other chains can be accomplished using CCTP. But we also recently launched over the last 6 months Gateway, and Gateway is another cross-chain primitive that allows you as a developer to take all of your USDC balances across multiple different chains and unify them as one, and then transact on wherever chain you want to go to. So if you're building something like a wallet app or treasury management on chain, Gateway is like a really good use case for you to consolidate all these balances that you have across multiple chains. Maybe you're receiving USDC from different people on multiple different chains, but then you want to consolidate those into one balance and be able to do whatever transaction you need on any other chain that we support. And it's really fast. Um, Basically, you can go from chain A to chain B from Gateway in less than like 800 milliseconds, super fast. So um, that's another interop feature that Arc has built into it. One of the other things is a deterministic functionality, that we have. So deterministic finality. So basically, transactions are final after one confirmation, and right now it's hovering around like 700 milliseconds to get finality for your transaction. Um, we have combined basically Malachite, the consensus engine, with rewritten. It's like Tendermint rewritten in Rust, and it gives us the ability to actually get to that sub-second finality with very fast consensus, and then also to have combined it with basically Ethereum execution layer written in Rust, which is Reth. And so when you combine those two things, you get very low latency, and then it enables us to actually scale up without, having too many issues to get higher throughput as well. And so the chain is really, really fast. It's like a Ferrari when it comes to transactions. And then we have future features and functionality that we're adding around privacy. So in the future, there will be ways where you have the ability to opt in privacy with your transactions. So you can send transactions that will be publicly viewed, and then we have ability to allow you to opt into our opt-in privacy protocol, where the balances um, will be hidden from those transactions as well, for companies and businesses and use cases that actually need some sort of privacy around transaction activity on chain. Let's see. Oops. So here is a kind of high level overview of our stack. So um, we've got the base layer covered with Arc, and then when you go above that base layer, you see these premium assets, USDC and EURC. We've done an excellent job, I think, as a company of making sure to have the most compliant digital dollars and digital euros that anybody can find. And so what that does is that enables you to build on a money protocol that a lot of businesses can interact with globally, and banks as well. And then we recently launched USYC, which is a tokenized money market. And so developers who are building for a certain caliber of user, that is accredited investor, can build, these type of products where you can offer on-chain yield that can be redeemed for USDC 24/7, which is something that's very novel and new when it comes to money markets, to be able to get in and out 24/7 into a version of the dollar that is super liquid and has a very robust on and off ramps. And then above that, those primitives, we have our developer services. And so those are our APIs and SDKs that allow you to interact with these assets as well as the chain very seamlessly. And starting on the far left, we have our developer services, which is our wallets as a service. We have contracts as a service as well. So that allows you to basically deploy contracts and manage your smart contract operations via our APIs and SDKs. And then we have CCTP, which is a cross-chain transfer protocol SDK. So to make it a little bit easier for you to integrate CCTP, we've launched what we call Bridge Kit, and basically it allows you to interact with our CCTP protocol with less than like 10 lines of code, and you can go from EVM to non-EVM chains. And then we have Gateway, like I mentioned earlier, as well as our Paymaster solution. And then in the middle, we have our liquidity services. So for our financial institutions, we offer Circle Mint and Circle Vault. And so these are for our financial institutions who meet basically the regulatory requirements for us to offer institutional on and off ramps. And then in the far right, we have Circle Payments Network. And so Circle Payments Network is basically us kind of we built all these relationships with these banking partners around the world that want to move money around the world. So these are fiat to fiat transactions, and so we basically offering a product now for banks, businesses, and individuals to move money around the world in multiple different currencies by way of USDC, being kind of like the conduit of you sending that transaction over a public blockchain for faster settlement. And so think of someone who wants to go from Mexican pesos to US dollars, they would use Circle Payments Network, and they would, basically on ramp from pesos to USDC, go across the ARC network, and then off ramp into USD into a bank account. And so the payments network APIs allow you to build these very novel fiat to fiat flows where USDC is handling basically that middle piece of giving you fast, settlement within minutes because it's going over a public blockchain. And so these are like some of the use cases that um, our tools combined with Arc are helping developers build. But there's also like things that aren't listed here that I think developers in this room are going to be building that are they're going to bring way more innovation to money movement. But we're very excited, for you all to build, and so just want to give you all as much inspiration as possible. But please go beyond these use cases that are listed here because we think there's some brilliant minds in this room, and that's why we're here offering these tools for you all to build on. I'll jump into the CCTP and bridge kit. So basically, CCTP is the protocol, and what it does is it allows you to, basically burn USDC from a source chain and mint USDC on a destination chain. So that's how the methodology of money movement happens in our protocol. And so, we've created an SDK right around CCTP in TypeScript and in Python for developers to basically build these experiences where they're moving liquidity by way of USDC across chain, and it's only a couple of lines of code that they have to plug in to do these things. And so I really encourage everybody here to test out BridgeKit if you're moving liquidity across chain and you're building some type of cross chain experience. One thing too is with CCTP become a very popular choice in the ecosystem around movement of liquidity across chain because there's no slippage. So you move $1 of USDC from chain A to chain B, it's one for one because we are actually burning the USDC from the source chain and minting on the destination chain. There's no liquidity pools that we're managing to kind of, front run and give you liquidity. See, I got 5 minutes, so I'm gonna rush through this. Um, we'll jump into Circle Gateway, and like I mentioned earlier before, we're live on 11 chains right now, and like I said, it allows you to consolidate your balances into one and then zap that money over to whatever chain that we support. And doing it with from starting an arc to another chain or multiple chains is a very visceral experience of money movement. It's so fast. So Arc, you deposit your funds into the gateway wallet contract on Arc, on the source chain. That happens within like 500 milliseconds. And then now you have it in a state where it can be minted on all these different destination chains in seconds. So you can design really cool wallet experiences for your end users who may want to, engage in different DeFi activities, and they don't know where they want their money to be at any given time because a lot of things change, but they want it to be in this interop state where it can be zapped really quickly to take advantage of certain trading activity or things they want to do in DeFi. The Circle wallets is just a simple wallets as a service, and we have multiple account types. We have our developer control, so it's more for embedded wallets in an app. We have our user control for offering a non-custodial experience where the end user controls the private keys and the signer. And then we have our modular wallets, which is passkey support, non-custodial experience where end users can spin up wallets and they control the actual keys. Um, what I'll do really quickly is I'm going to try to show you guys a demo of Gateway. Let me. How many minutes do I have? Let's see. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna try to show you real quick. Okay, so this is a simple app. This is how to use Circle Gateway with our developer control wallets. So I'm gonna create some wallets here. Let's see if this will work with the internet connection. All right, so I just created a wallet set. I've got a source wallet, Arc. My destination wallet is Base. If I run back here and look at my console, wallets, we can see those wallets were created. And this is the developer console here. Um, so let's go here. These are developer control wallets I created. They're two EOAs. So these are the two wallets I just created. So what I first want to do is let me fund this wallet. So let me go to the faucet right here. They're gonna fund it with some USDC. All right. Okay. Oh, let's see. Let me see something. Let's go here. I'll just fund it from here. All right. Okay. Let's see. Send. Okay. So let me try this. Uh, Let's go here. And I need to fund my base wallet on the destination chain with some testnet ETH so it has some ETH to sign the actual minting um, ABI function to mint on the destination chain. So let me try to see if I can top it up with some testnet ETH. Let's see. Okay, here. Come on, come on. 2 minutes. All right. Hopefully, I can get this done in 2 minutes. It looks like internet's going pretty slow. Let me try. Okay. Come on. Let's see. Wow. All right. This couldn't have been. Yes. No. Hmm. Let me show you what the deposit flow looks like. So I'm gonna deposit. Let's see, $3 of USDC into the gateway um, wallet contract on Arc, right? So you notice I just topped up my wallet with just USDC, right? I didn't have to get ETH on Arc, right? So it's depositing and it's using basically USDC to pay for the gas for this actual interaction with the smart contract. Uh, let's see. Alright. The internet is just really, really bad. Yeah, it's going in and out, but it looks like the deposit flow, I think, it's getting stuck. So it's trying to approve the spend. Uh, yeah. If I had better internet, I could show you guys the flow. Any questions? Yeah, yeah.
So I guess you were going to address the question, but like when you're moving in and out of the auto chain, so you need the ETH to get the mint out. Is there a way to sponsor that? Like, is that a
Yeah.
significant way, or is it? I guess the 770 try to sponsor that.
Right. So right now it supports 712. It doesn't support 7702 yet. But you can't sponsor that minting. Um, what you could do, well, you kind of could sponsor. So what happens is on the destination side, when you call the minting contract, you could use basically the um, the source wallets private key or whatever, and to basically handle the mint, and then you could actually forward that transaction to whatever recipient uh, address you want to send it to. So basically, like you can use basically your wallet that you use to initiate the gateway contract on the source side as like a relayer or whatever. So on the minting side, it allows you to forward transactions to any address, and then you can just use basically that source wallet that has the ability to call the minting on the destination chain as a relayer. Yeah. So it gives you the options in the actual ABI functions to just send to any recipient address, but you have to sign with the same wallet address and private key that actually initiated the source deposit, because you get like a burn intent and they have to do that match. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What about the Euros? Do you have any of these bridges or the cross-chain protocols for available now for Euros?
Great question. So right now, all of our interop support just USDC right now, but we are going to start, in the future, opening up multiple assets that support these interop tools, because there's a lot of demand of questions like this. But yeah, this coming soon.
Another question, like for what the like this cross chain, for what the chains do you have a list there? I might have missed it. What the
Yeah.
have available?
So yeah, we have a list in our developer docs. If I can pull it up. But yeah, on our developer docs, you can go to those different products, and we have basically a supported chains section, and I'll have the whole list of everything for you. Looks like I got my mic's getting cut, so yeah. We could talk after if you have some additional questions.